live. Yeah.
So we're not waiting.
We're live.
Just water. No, thank you. Okay. Daf.
Guys, we need some more guys here.
Shavua Tov.
This is what
We
we
got a
got.
minion. We got a minion.
Yeah, but how are you going to watch online? A better incentive on Motzei Shabbos. Not just, you're a good incentive.
What do you mean?
Saying like a tree.
I have one question for you. Did you bring one volume or two volumes? That's all you answered the question
You're not
already.
supposed to ask now, you're supposed to ask.
Once we turn it on. Pesach Sheni.
That's right, Pesach Sheni.
Right, break out the
Tonight.
matzahs. Tonight, tomorrow.
Yosef, you didn't post?
Can you create a piece of shady with chometz matzahs?
Oh, you
Yeah.
did?
As long as they're
Of course. What do you mean?
As long as they're hand baked.
If anyone did price.
Okay. Gershon, guys, just pass it over here. Okay, ready? Here we go. Let's wrap this up. By the time they come, by the time everyone else comes, we'll be done.
Mitzvah Shem.
It's Hashem. Dan Rabbanan.
Where are we?
We are on Daf, Amid Aleph. Bechoros. We are more than halfway through. Bechoros. You wish. Okay. If you recall, bring you back into the Yunim, back into the stories here. Eli described so nicely how you want to join the club of being a chaver, the Chaveros club. Tana Rabbanan. Now what happens if you renege on all your kabbalot, on everything that you agree to take upon yourself that you could be a chaver, and you renege at the end, you didn't do it. Says the Brisa, Vekulan shechazu. Once you decide to become a chaver, and then you jump ship and you say you're chazer l'sura, you go back to not being a chaver, not sticking to the Tanaim, the conditions of being a chaver, you are never allowed back into the club. This is a one-shot deal into the club. That's what Mayor says. Make sure when you sign up, you're ready for the big leagues.
Tell people that's not how it works in the Daf.
It's not how it works in the Daf. In the Daf, you're always welcome back. Rabbi Yehuda says, well, it's not so cut and dry. Rabbi Yehuda chazu b'matmainius, if they were chayzer and in secret they don't keep divrei chaveros, then ein mekablim oisam. But b'farhesia mekablim oisam. Yeah? B'farhesia you mekabel them.
What does that mean, Harzia?
In public. If they do it in public, if in public they're no longer keeping, then you makabel them. Why? Because you know they're honest. Because you know that when they come back to do tshuva and they say, hey, I want to be a chaver again, you know they're going to be honest. What if it's in secret, they're not doing it anymore, and you catch them? Then you never know when they come and say, hey, I want to be a chaver again. You'll be like, not so sure about you. You know what I mean? But at least, echad b'peh echad b'leiv. You know, b'far hesed the they don't care anymore. They don't keep Tumah Torah like that anymore. They're not so careful on Truma. So then when they come back and say, you know, I feel bad. I want to be a chaver again. So you know what? I can trust you. At least you're an honest guy. You're doing the wrong thing, but at least you're honest. You know what I mean? Ikedamre, and some say the opposite. Imasu divrei b'matmainius mikablim oisam. If they went back on what they said in secret, also divrei b'matmainius, then you makabel them, because at least they're sensitive to not making a chilul Hashem. Meaning this is somebody that came along and said, hey, I want to be a chaver. So we say, no problem. We welcome him to the club of being a chaver. And then you catch him that a couple weeks later, in secret, he's not really being such a chaver. He's not doing the conditions he has to do. So we said, maybe he's having a hard time. Maybe at least he's sensitive to the fact that he knows he's carrying the badge of a chaver, and in public he's not desecrating, he's not doing a chil Hashem. But if he goes before Hesia, and mekabel oisam. Okay, so these are two shitas of Rabbi Yehuda, and that's what it's like. Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Yeshua ben Karchaimim, ben kachu, ben kach mekabel oisam. Shemishum shenemar, shuvu banim shoivavim. Shoivavim is a lashon of like doing it on purpose, b'mezid, and ben kachu, you mekabel them. We always accept our yin that want to come back and be chayzer b'tshuva, and they want to be chaverim again. We say, welcome to the club. We always welcome with open arms.
Do we still
Like the daf.
Do they do?
That's for you guys.
Do they there are people as a chova in Eretz Yisrael.
Pardon?
Are there people today in Eretz Yisrael who are officially a chova?
Well, I don't think we have an official club. No, we're not Makman Tumatara. We're all Tameh.
In England, there were people who are the
No, they just call them Chaverim. They have the term. It's not called a Chaver.
Sorry?
No, but it's a certain
It's
status.
the title.
It's a certain status.
I don't think you
You
got
have to elevate it up to that.
I don't think it's halachic. I don't think it's a halachic. No.
It's all tradition.
Yeah, it's traditional.
It's called a chova, but it's called up to the Torah.
Yeah, Hachaver, right. We still have a few people in our neighborhood that come also from South Africa.
My father-in-law's
Yeah.
a chaver.
It's a Chaver, right? That's right.
Chaver, yeah.
That's right. Amar Yitzchak Ish Kfar Akra Amar B'Yochanan Halacha K'Oisei Azug, that you makabel them. Okay, so if they were a Chaver and they went off a little bit and then they want to come back, regardless of how they went off, if a Hesia or not, you are makabel them. It's in
At the time of Girush Sfad,
Yeah.
the Moranos, so a lot of them escaped from Spain afterwards and tried to come back into
The fold.
Chayzer B'Tshuva. And there was a big machlokas whether to accept them back in.
Wow.
And in many cases they didn't accept them, and they had to form separate communities. But part of the problem was that they needed to marry, and one didn't know of the kashrus, so it was difficult to marry into that.
And they try to stop.
Okay, Tanu Rabban, here we go. Ready? Barishona Yoimrim. Originally they used to say Chaver v'nasa Gabai Doichin Oisoi Mechaveruso. Okay, if he was a Chaver and then he became a Moiches, okay, he became a Gabai to collect monies for the king.
Tax collector.
Yeah, a Moiches to collect money for the king, a
The
tax
Meches
collector
guy
for the
by
king.
the airport, you know, that does the scan your suitcases?
Yeah, those guys.
Those
That's
guys.
right. Doichin Oisoi Mechaverusoi. Okay, so we reject him from being a Chaver. He can no longer be a Chaver. Okay, because we consider them Gazlanim.
There's a whole story about when Ravit talks about being handing over somebody to the Memshalah, where he was a big, I think, Talmud Chacham. Was allowed so he said he's allowed to give him over because he does.
Because he does tax
So it seems like no, he was a tax collector, and he handed people over. He said because they were being a danger to other people.
Oh, so the Gemara in Baba Kama makes a distinction what type of tax collecting he's doing. If it's a davar katsuv, meaning it's regular taxes, then that's be'etzem, not usr. Yeah, that's be'etzem, not usr. That's mutter because dina de machusa dina. Government has a right to impose taxes, and we have to abide by those taxes. The usr tax collector that we say is a gazlan is a tax collector where the government makes it up left and right and decides to impose taxes on Jews, and tomorrow it's imposing on this, and the next day on that. That's totally usr. This tax collecting that we're talking about is even the mutter one. As we're going to see soon, a Tana became a tax collector. So it's obviously talking about the mutter tax collection, okay? So even a mutter tax collector, but if you're a chaver, you're on a different status. You don't get involved in this types of tax collection. You just don't. That's what the Gemara says.
In those days, the person got the right from the king
To
by
collect the
paying
taxes.
king money to give him the right to collect whatever he can collect. He paid a certain amount of money in front of the king, and he had the right to collect in that area.
Okay?
The flip side of that shaila is where we allowed to avoid taxes.
In Dina de Machusa.
Yeah, so if it's a fair system, if it's a fixed system,
Then it's
then
good.
you're not allowed to avoid it. But if it's an unfair system, then you are.
Okay, so here's the story.
Robin Tuck.
And we're going to share some story. Tana Rabbanan. Barishayna Yormim. Originally they used to say, Chaver v'nasa gabai, doichenai semechaveruso. We push him off from being a chaver. We consider him an amaretz. Piresh ein mekabel moiso. If he leaves his job of being a gabai, too late, ein mekabel moiso. Then Chazru Loimar, they came back and reassessed, and they said, you know what? Piresh hareu kachol adam. If he really decides to leave his tax collecting and he wants to come back and be a chaver, we'll accept him back, no problem. Here's the story. Rav Huna bar Chia, he became a tax collector. And Itzrich le shaita, they needed him for a shaila. He was a very big Talmud Chacham, and in the base medrash had a very big shaila, so they needed to go ask him what psak is.
They wanted to appoint him now president.
They wanted to make him the Nasi, that's right, the Bezdin, not the Nasi,
Many
right.
shaylas.
That's right. Havi'al Gabai Rabba Rav Yosef Arba Ma'zuge Gerabanan, yeah, So came Rabbi and Rav Yosef and 400 zugos of Rabbanan. It's a shayla of whether it's 200 zugos or it's 400 zugos exactly. It's another discussion. Nevertheless, a very, very big entourage came to meet him.
Is this another case of using number 400?
Yes, I thought about that actually when I learned it. Shama, the Asu, he heard that they're coming. Katelu arba ma'at tachtiki. So he made for them 400 benches ready, or seats and chairs. He got ready for them so that they can come and sit down in front of him. L'soif shamu denasa gabai. Then they heard that he became a gabai for the melech. So they didn't like that. Shalchulei, so they sent him zile chashivusei, zile kadmusei. Oh, you want to go back to your chashiv job? Go back to being your original job. Go ahead. You want to go do that? Go do that. We're not accepting you anymore. We're not going to make you our head. We're not coming to speak to you. We're not coming to ask you our shilos. Shalach lehu. So he sent back to them a letter. He says, "Hold on, Hadrubei. No. I left that job. I'm coming back. So Rav Yosef lo azal. Rav Yosef didn't go. Rabba Amar Tanina. We learned Perish and Mekabel Naisai even more. So Rabbi Perish Harev Kachal Adam. But we learned after that they're chayzer on that, and they said that if he's Perish, Harev Kachal Adam, we do accept him back. I think the Sfas Emes says that the pshat is how come Rabbi Yosef didn't agree? How come he didn't go? He also heard the sefer of that brayso that he held we're Mekabel him back, but you don't make him a rosh anymore. You don't make him a rosh. Yeah, we'll accept you back as a chaver. That's what the Bryce is talking about. But to make you now our leader, that not. Yeah, all right, Kochalam, very good deal. Nice deal. Sfas Emes. Okay.
I mean, that's very relevant nowadays.
How's that?
Because recently we've had a few dayanim who become tainted, and so if it would be a regular person.
This is hot off the press. Yes. Yeah, it's well
It's not
known.
new. If this would be,
It's hot, never mind the press.
Yeah.
if it would be a regular person and he comes in all tainted, it's not a big thing. No, nobody's perfect. Somebody does that. He does tshuva, but
He's
to
back.
hold the position of a dayan is something that you have to have the full confidence of the community, and once you're tainted, you're going to tshuva, it doesn't help.
So there's a very big nafkamina over here. How you understand
And
this?
the nice, that's why those people would be.
We're not letting back as a
have
dayan.
had to step down.
In fact, they really sacked them just on suspicion.
Yeah. Well,
If there's a
that's it. Once
suspicion.
it's tainted,
Okay.
even if it's
Well,
Something but it's
Well, I guess Eli was right. You don't come up to Shabbos, you miss out.
We didn't get the real story.
That's after the camera stopped rolling.
Because this is
We'll
in
tell you the
public,
big
it's
story
in
after.
public, it's in public and private. If nobody knows about it, then he really does true tshuva.
you're not a public figure.
Okay.
You make him out better.
Public.
Tanu Rabbanan, Kala b'chayros adam roya chutz mishal atzmo. A person can go and paskin on anybody's b'chayros, anybody else's b'chayros, assuming he's a baki, he's a maven. Chutz mishal atzmo, but on his own b'chayros, whether it's a mumayver or not a mumayver, he cannot paskin on. As opposed to that, roya es kedasham. He's allowed to see, for example, let's say he has shlomim, his kachin. Let's say he has shlomim in his house, and there's a mum, and he wants to see if it's a mum kavua, so he could be poided or not. Yeah, and then he can make it chulin again. Yeah, so that he's allowed to paskin on, even his own. Vesmas roisav, and then his meiser behema if it has a mum or not. V'nishal al tar roisav, and on his taris as well. If he's a baki in the halachas, he's allowed to paskin on his taros when there's a suffix. If he's allowed to, if they're tahor or not. We'll see. The Gemara is going to discuss why in a second. Amar Mar, that's what we're going to analyze now. What are you talking about? If we're talking about he himself is paskening mimeheman, what do you mean? Even on somebody else's bechayros, we're going to learn later. The Gemara Lamed Vav says that you need 3 people to paskin. You need a bezdin to paskin. So of course we're not talking about he himself paskening. So it's talking about him plus 2 other people. So now what the Bryce is saying, that him plus 2 other people, he can't paskin on his own bechayr, right? Because he's one of the 3. Ask the Gemara, why not? Ela beklasa, umichashidi. Are we going to be chayshed all 3 that they're going to join in with him? He's only one of 3.
Are we talking about the mumcha Ayala, whatever this person's name was before, that the mumcha is looking at the mum, or are we talking about other?
No, well, that's the Gemara is going to answer that answer in a second. We're talking about a yachid mumcha. Right now we're talking about just a regular. Yeah, he knows Taurus is not a mumcha mufla. He's one of the regular threes.
The only thing you need to ask him about is whether it's a mum.
That's
I
right.
haven't gotten there yet.
Umi chashidi v'atanan mi'ana ashachaltza b'fanav. Let's say he's on the bezdin and a lady does chalitza or a girl does miyun, right? And she says, okay, I'm not married to this guy anymore. So now one of those three dayanim are allowed to go and marry that girl. Yeah, mi'ana ashachaltza b'fanav yisehena. Yeah, he's allowed to marry her. Mipnei shu bezdin, because he's just one of three. So you see from here that he's not chash that he's going to taint a psak, yeah, or that he's going to change it, or that the other two are going to join in over here. So why over here by Bechoros is he not allowed to see his own Bechor along with the other two? Says the Gemara, La'ilam Bechad, Ukadamar of Chizdamar of Yochanan B'Yachid Mumcha. That's what Daddy Kornbluth was saying. We're talking about a Yachid Mumcha, Achanami B'Yachid Mumcha. Talking about a Yachid Mumcha, and a Yachid Mumcha, even though he can paskin on other people's Bechoros, he cannot paskin on his own Bechor. V'royas Kedoshah. Why is he allowed to see his own kachim? Now these next three cases are all just saying there's no reason for him to lie about these cases because he has other ways of getting out of it and using his kachim, using his taros, using his ma'aser behema. Since he has another way of using it, it's a migu that I could have gotten out of it this way. So you trust me when I say it's mutter and it's a mum kavua. You trust me on what I'm saying, and that's what all these three cases are.
Matter, saying if I'd known I wouldn't have done it, and then he wouldn't have question.
That's exactly what the Gemara says. Vera is kachab, dibai mitchell alayu. Yeah, you could say it's say, nah, I didn't realize kachim. I didn't want to make a kachim. So he has a way out. Since he has a way out, so we believe him when he says it's a mum kavua.
Does it make a difference if he's a chaver or not?
No, this makes no difference whether he's a chaver. You have this condition either way. We do it every year, right? Well, we could do it. You make a neder. You could go 2-3 people, sit down, tell one of them, listen, I'm mischaret. I didn't realize. I'm so sorry. Right? You don't have to be a chaver to do that. Yeah? If he wants, before he makes meiser behema, he could go around to his whole eder, his whole flock of sheep, and he can make a mum in every single sheep, and he's not over any yisr. You're allowed to make a mum in your sheep. And then when he gets to the 10th one, so meiser behema, it's a mum kavua once he gets that meiser behema. So he could do that also. So just like he could have done that lechatchila, he can come and paskin, it's a mum kavua. V'nishal al taros, so the achazulay be made to masai, and even on the taros, he could paskin whether it's tameh or tahor. Why? Because even if it's tameh, so he'll eat it when he's tameh. It's not a big deal. Points out Rashi that we're talking about chulin, taros of chulin, not truma, because truma and tuma you're not allowed to eat. The regular chulin, taros, you're allowed to paskin on because you have another way of eating it anyway. So we trust you that you may as well say the truth because you have not much to gain by lying. Okay? Hadron alach ad kama Yisrael chayavim. Next book.
Sorry?
Next volume.
It's only in the art scroll.
Next volume in the art
Not in
scroll.
the Sifta.
Not in the Masifta. And I was told to watch carefully if somebody brought the other volume and if they're going to be listening or not. If you didn't bring the other volume, you're not really
I
listening.
started with the other
I
one.
can't find
You
it.
started with number 2. There you go.
Koda.
Okay.
Listen, have you got my...
Says the Mishnah.
Benji took it. Speak.
Do you remember what Psulei Mukdashim are, Rabbi said? I hope you remember. It's very close to my heart because I gave shir on this top from the Psulei Mukdashim when we gave shir about Psulei Mukdashim, right? So we said Psulei Mukdashim is something that
the Kohen makes a mistake in the offering, and the Baal has to make up the offering.
No. Okay, I don't think you were here anyway when I gave shir.
Kachim got a mum.
Yeah.
When I got a mum.
He got a mum after it was kadosh, meaning he was makdish it properly. Then it got a mum, and now it's stuck. You can't bring it up to the mizbeach because it has a mum, and you have to be paided, and it has what we said. It's not kache berekabais. It's called kache damim lamizbeach, right? Kache damim lamizbeach. The money that you use from this pidyon that you're going to make on this behema, you're going to give to bring another animal on the mizbeach.
So what's the
In
case
between group.
If the Kohen makes a nick in the animal and disqualifies it from being offered up.
Oh, that could also be, yeah. That
So
would be a
that's
way
what I'm
they did psulim. Yes, that's what we're saying. The Kohen made the nick, then yes. Okay, so now the Mishnah says like this: Kol psule hamugdashim. When you have these psule hamugdashim, now Rashi has here hanas and lahekte. She has over here right away. Okay, a lot of other Rishonim are not geiros here in the Mishnah hanas and lahekdesh, and I think it makes more sense not to be geiros here. So let's skip it for now. Okay, kol psule hamugdashim nimkarim beitliz, v'nishchatim beitliz, v'nishkalim belitra. All these psule hamugdashim, okay, they get sold on the marketplace. Bekitzer, that's what it means. You can take it out to the marketplace, and even though it's a shtickle bizayon for these like kachim, this had a status of kachim, and now you're selling it on the marketplace. You're selling it in the meat market, but since you're going to get more bang for your buck, you're going to make more money on the meat selling it in the shuk. So Chazal said, sell it in the shuk, and since who gets this money? Hekdesh is going to get this money. We want Hekdesh to maximize maximum value of this meat. Where am I going to do that? In the marketplace, because you have the most buyers for that.
Wait, but they're not does the owner enough to make out the offering anyway? So they get like 1.5%.
What's 1.5%?
Because they get whatever the offering is worth in the marketplace plus another offering in this place.
No, but that's the owner's issue that he has to. No, but he takes this money, and he gives it to them, and they bring up that korban now, right?
So we're not talking about like a chatos or an oila or something. We're talking about an adava, you're saying.
Any kachim that has a mum. Yeah, right now let's stick with Nadava for simplicity's sake. Yeah, whether he's yotzis chim, not yotzis chim, no, we'll leave that aside for now. Yeah, just go.
The treasure of Hekdesh, so he's going to maximize.
They want to make the most out of it.
Yeah, he's got meat and he's going to get the best price for it.
Okay, so nimkarim beitliz, you sell it in the marketplace, you shecht it in the marketplace, and you can even weigh it. You can weigh it on a scale. Okay, you can even weigh it on a scale against money, no problem. Even though it's not so mechubdish.
Against another piece of meat.
No. Even against money. Chutz, even against weights. Okay, chutz except for two psule hamugdashim. A Bechor ve'amaiser. Why? Shahanayasan lebailin. Because their hana goes to the bailin, meaning the value, the cash value of these animals, when you're going to sell them, the Bechor goes to the Kayen, and the Meiser cash value goes to the bailin. They own it, and that money goes to them. So we don't care if they take a bit of a loss. So we don't want to be mechala of the kachim. We don't let you sell it on the marketplace. You have to sell it from your house. You have to make a little private sale from the house. That's the halacha. Psule hamugdashim hanayasan lahekdesh. But v'shoiklim mana keneged mana bebechor. What you can do by bechor is, even though you can't weigh it against other weights, that you could weigh against another piece of meat. Meaning, if you don't really want to lose a lot of the value of this bechor for the kayan, so what we say is, you know what? Find another piece of meat that weighs a kilo, and then you can weigh the meat of the bechor. So you're measuring it, so you know you're selling it at an accurate price. You still might not get the best price because you have less buyers because you're doing it out of the house, but at least you're not giving him more meat than what the value of it is.
You can have meat that's worth more, like a flank is worth more.
So you would weigh it against a piece of meat that's right.
No, it's a weight.
No, but it's a weight. It doesn't matter what kind of meat it is. It's a weight.
It's
a weight.
You weigh it.
No,
You
there's
weigh
better
it.
cuts of
Quality, it's
meat.
weight.
No, I know, but we're doing it based on weight right now. I want a pound of meat.
The first piece
Forget
of meat.
how much I'm going to charge you.
Weight.
First, you tell me you want a pound of meat, right? So a pound of meat you can weigh against a pound of eggs, against a pound of
Using that
anything.
meat as a weight.
It's just a weight. So even though you can't weigh it against money or against weights, because that's complete bizayon, against another piece of meat
I
that
think
you
I
can
saw
weigh.
somewhere.
Meiser?
I think I saw some.
What about
Meiser? Only before or also
seemingly only before?
I
Yeah?
saw somewhere that people prefer to buy things at full price if it's been weighed properly, because then they're not. Otherwise, if it's estimate, they think, well, if you estimate, oh, this is about a pound's worth of meat, they think they're going to get shortchanged. So if they see it's been weighed properly on a scale, they pay the maximum money.
It's a bit of a problem if it's not.
Meiser is
It's not sold in
also
Shabbat.
to sell deraisa. So that's why there's a difference. The core is only in the derabanan zone.
There's
Okay.
anything that-
Yeah, Benjamin says it plays. No.
Oh, really? So in the Mesivta, they bought
There's
that's
Indian
only,
that
it's only by,
the Bega Bais may not get as much money. It's not sold in the shop.
it's not better Kabbai, it's Kachem is bad.
Plus,
So yeah.
it may not get as much money.
Correct.
It may not get maximum value because they know that they
Because
can't
it's sold
sell
in
it
the house.
shop. They can only sell it in the
Correct.
house. So the Bega Bais would get less money.
That's right. That's right. Okay,
He brings the Rambam learns different shut in this whole thing, and according to the Rambam, it's
only before. Okay.
according to the way we're learning it.
Says the Gemara like this. Kol psulam mugdashim hanasim lahekdesh. So we paskin all psulam mugdashim hanasim lahekdesh, and since hekdesh gets the hana from them, therefore they can sell it in the shuk. Ask the Gemara, Amos, when does this go down? When does this sale go down? If we're talking about you had psulam mugdashim, you're paid to them, okay? So which means you're paid to them, and now you want to take this animal, okay? Which means you took money and you said, okay, now it's no longer psulam mugdashim, and now you take this animal and you take it to the shuk. Well, who owns this animal now? You do. You were paid to the animal on the money already, right? So now the money is kadosh and the animal is a nothing, right? And you took it off to the shuk, you sell it, so the hana doesn't go to hekdesh, hana goes to you. Ilay malacha pidyonim hanasam lahekdesh, hanasam debailam hu. Ela lifnei pidyonim. So you want to talk about where you weren't paid yet? So nishchatim. How can the Mishnah then say that you shecht it? Habai hamad v'aracha. It needs hamad v'aracha. So hani chalaman damar. We learned this already. We brought this once. Hani chalaman damar kachim mizbeach lo hayu bichlal hamad v'aracha. If you recall, we have a mandamar that says hamad v'aracha is only by kachim berek habayis, not by kachim mizbeach. So then, according to him, it's fine. This kachim mizbeach doesn't need hamad v'aracha. So we're talking about before you're paid to them, and the hana goes to hekdesh. But according to the mandamar that holds that kachim mizbeach needs hamad v'aracha, Michael Meimar says the Gemara, yeah. No, really, we're talking about after pidyon. Meaning, let's be clear. You had psulam mugdashim. You're paid it onto money, and now you want to take that animal and maximize the value. So you take it out to the marketplace. You shecht it. You sell it. You're making a lot of money on it. Who gets that money? Said the Gemara, you should get it because you were already paid it. So what does it mean when the Mishnah says hanasam lahekdesh? My hanasam lahekdesh ademei kara. What it means to say is originally when you're paid it, you know how much you're going to be paid it for? A lot of money. You know why? Because you know you could go out and sell it in the marketplace for a lot. That's what Gemara says. Adamei kara. It came in the shari leimar nimkarim beitlis v'nishchatim beitlis v'nishcham belitra tfeiva parik mei kara. Originally, when you're parik it, when you redeem it, you're going to pay a good substantial amount of money for it. Finish. Okay. Now we said chutz min habechor u'min ha'maiser shanasam l'baylim. Since the hana, meaning the money of this animal of Bechor and Meiser goes to the Bailim, again, respectively, Bechor to the Kohen, that he's the Bailim of the Bechor, yeah, and Meiser goes to the actual owners. So since it goes to them, says the Torah, so go sell it in your house. Don't be mevaza these kochim in says the Gemara. B'ishlam Bechor be'itlis u'dolam is daben. So now we have a deal. Okay, so you can't sell the Bechor on the marketplace, but where can you sell it? In the house. So the deal should be for Meiser also. Can't sell it in the marketplace, you can sell it in the house. Ask the Gemara, Ela Meiser, Bebeisem means Daben. Can you really sell it in the house? Tanya, we learned the Brisa. Bechor Nemar Lo Tifte. By Bechor, the pasuk says you can't be paid. Yeah, you can't be paid it, but once you give it to the Kohen, he can do whatever he wants with it. Venim karchai, and once the Kohen has it in his hands, he can even go and sell it, no problem. Once the Kohen has the Bechor in his hands, he can sell it, he can do whatever he can feed it to whoever he wants, and buy out. There's even a discussion whether he could feed it to Goyim or not, whether it has to be dafka to Jews.
If it's stuff, he doesn't have the shepherd, basically.
Huh?
He doesn't have
Yeah, this Shalom Bizman Beis Hamikdash. Correct, the Shalom Bizman Beis Hamikdash.
So the Kohen, if you give the Kohen can sell it.
The Kohen can do whatever he wants. Yeah, v'nim karchai. Yeah, but he himself can't. Yeah, but that's lo tifta. But b'maiser ne'emar lo yigal. And Chazal learn, you know what lo yigal means? Lo yigal ve'no nimkar lo chai v'lo shachot lo tam v'lo ba'mum. Meaning by maiser, there's a special limud. The maiser behema can never be sold. Period. Not alive, not dead, not ba'mum, not tam, cannot be sold. So how can we have a deal that by Meiser you can't sell it in the shuk, mashma you could sell it in the house? We have a pasuk that says lo yigal, you can never ever sell Meiser. And says the Gemara, Milse, and we're going to get a little sidetracked over here. It's a fascinating story. Milse ikshilela Rav Sheshes beurta. Rav Sheshes had this kasha at night. Vishanya bekadmusa mi brisa. And when it came to the morning, he remembered the brisa.
Sleepless night.
Yeah, sleepless night, or this is what they dreamt about when they went to sleep. Yeah, that's what I learned.
If you have a kasha, you think about it before you go to sleep, but in the morning it comes to you.
It's the subconscious works on the problem of sleeping.
What did he wake up? What?
The subconscious works on the problem
Yeah,
of
for
sleeping.
sure. Yeah, the shana bekadmusa mi brisa. Thank you. And he remembered the brisa in the morning that the meiser behema shel yisoyim maskinan umishum hashavas aveda naguba. Oh no, we're talking about meiser behema of yisoyim. Meiser behema of yisoyim. So now they can't eat up all this meat by themselves. A very big animal, and now you have just a few yisoyim, and they didn't have good refrigeration. So they're going to eat a little bit of the meat. What's going to happen to the rest of it? It's going to go to waste. Nebuch. So Rabbanan felt very bad about that. They didn't want that to happen. So they told the Yisayim, this is your Ma'aser Behema. We let you sell it. Go ahead. You can sell it out of your house. It's fine. We let you sell it out of your house. That we're going to let you do. Okay? The Ma'aser Behema shel Yisayim maskinu mishum hashavas aveda of Dubai. And that's what our Mishnah is talking about. Okay? So Bechor and Ma'aser, you can sell it out of your house. It's talking about Ma'aser Behema of Yisayim. Now we get a little sidetracked. Ravidi Sar Seder Rav Sheshes Have. Ravidi was the Shamash of Rav Sheshes. Shama Minei. So he heard this teretz. They were talking about Meiser Behema of Yisayim. Ozol Amr B'Midrasha V'lo Amr Mishmei. Okay, so he went and he said this in the base medrash, but he didn't quote Rav Sheshes on this brisa. Shama Rav Sheshes and Ikbid. Rav Sheshes got very upset. He was makbid. Now the Maharsha points out over here that he wasn't. The first thing that popped into my head was, why was he makbid? Because and how could you not do that, right? How could you not be maybe gula loylam? It says in Maharsha a snapshot. Because from this story, we'll see very soon that it was Dafka Rav Sheshes that was makbid. If it's then any of the Talmidim could have been makbid. Or everyone could have jumped up and said, hey, who are you quoting that? Who said that? That's not the reason. The reason he was makbid is we'll see soon that when you quote somebody in his name, it brings him a lot of schus. It brings him a lot of toilets, a lot of schus.
It's always personal.
It's always personal. Well, Marsha felt that Rosh Hashanah was above that personal. Okay. In any case, you can chew on that. Rosh Hashanah ikbid. Amar man de akitz le'akte akrava. Yeah, somebody that just gave me a little shtach. He should get a shtach himself. Yeah, and then explains that to me, and that he basically put him in chayrim. He wasn't happy. Rav Sheshes now asked the Gemara, Rav Sheshes, my naftal lamina. What did he care so much? What does he care so long that the truth comes out? Damar Yehuda, Amar Rav, and this is why it is personal. You're right. Damar Yehuda, Amar Rav. My tichsiv, the pasuk says, Agura bo'yalecha ilamim. Is mashma, I'm going to live in both of your worlds, in two of your worlds. V'chiyef shel adam lagor b'shnei ilamim. Ela Amar David, Ribbana shel olam, Yoimru davar shmua mipi b'olam hazeh. People should say something in my name in olam hazeh. Why? The Amar of Yochanan, Mishum of Shim Bar Yochai. This week, quote Shim Bar Yochai. Avada. You have to remember this. Yeah? The Rashbi. That's Hashem. Yeah, like Vaymer. Avada. Yeah. Kol Talmid Chacham Sha'imim Davar Shmua Mipiv Ba'elam Hazeh. Sif Shesoiv Doiver Vers Bekever. Somebody that you say a Davar Shmua, when you say something, B'Shem Omro, his lips, Rashi learns his lips move in the kever. Mamish move in the kever. Unbelievable. You know what? I'll read to you over here. I saw a Maharsha that explains this. Either you get it or not, but this is now.
For the man.
Once it's a Motzei Shabbos here, and we're quoting the Rashbi, and it's like Ba'imer, you got to get a little into the Teres and Nister. So the Maharsha says like this: Kasav, Shesfasav Na'ois, they move Bepoyal, actually. Yeah? La'achar Nisa, even after he dies. Listen to this. Ki hadibur hu koyach haneshama. Yeah, the ability to speak comes from koyach haneshama. V'hu poel al yedei kli haguf. And what gives that dibur the ability to speak? Your koyach haguf, your lips. V'chol dibur shel Torah v'tfila moilid koyach ruchani meshubach. Yeah, any talk of divrei Torah, tfila, singing, it brings about a koyach ruchani into the world. So you reawaken that koach ruchani that person brought into the world. שנברא על ידי האדם כשהיה בעולם הזה, ואויסוי כוח מאורס אלה שהולידו בשני עולמים. And that spiritual koch awakens the physical kochos that gave it the ability to come out into the world. Yeah? So it literally makes the lips move. דהיינו שמאורס הנשמה בעולם הבא וזכלי הדיבור שהם הספסיים בעולם הזה, אף שהם כבר בקבר.
He seems to be explaining more that it's a ruchnistic, a spiritual concept rather than a physical concept. We must remember that these lips don't exist anymore.
Yes,
How is it?
alive. He's a tzaddik, then he's shalom. I don't know, he's shalom,
Yeah,
even in the caver.
That's not the normal thing.
I don't think these are
So I think
normal
what the Mashal actually is addressing that problem, that physically the lips
It's
are
gone.
there. And he's saying that there's a spiritual concept.
Yeah.
I think they tell a story about some sofer that some Talmudim came to him and said that this Talmud of yours is repeating your Torah.
Yes.
In
Don't say your Torah.
In his own name, in his Torah. The Chaim said, I'd much rather he says my Torah in his own name than
Not
his Torah
in
in
my
my
name.
name.
Right. That's right. Okay, in any case, V'amar Rav Yitzchak Bar Zeiri, Rav Yitzchak Bar Zeiri, also my kra, v'chikech keyein atoiv, your cheeks will be like delicious wine. Haylech le'doidi le'misharim goes to my beloved. Doivev sifsei yeshanim. Yeah, that's the pasuk of Shir Shirim. Kikaimer shalanavim. It's like bushels and bundles and bundles and bushels of grapes. Ma kaimer shal that are sitting in a pot. Ma kaimer shalanavim. Kevan shadim nogea boy. As soon as you touch those bushels, what's going to happen? They're going to move. They're going to shake. Doivev af tamid chachamim. So to a tamid chacham. Kevan shadim aimer davar shmua mipiv. Doivev asfasav bekever.
And Piv means b'shem lemra, or it just means to say something you heard from him. Pashas it just means to say something over that you heard from the Rav. The whole idea is.
That's what you were saying. As long as it's teaching, as long as it's saying this in the world, it is not credited to him.
Yeah, but that the Rosh Hashanah is mocked because he didn't quote it in his name.
I know, but that's something else.
That's what I was asking. Why not? But that's the raya they're bringing.
What's being right?
That's what they're bringing a raya too,
They
right?
have some mission on mail. Why do they have mail?
No, because we know it's not
It
the
should be
Shem
Shem Amra. It should say
No, because
That is
what,
the
what
Shem
about
Amra.
if
It's
someone
not
else?
the Shem Amra.
What about someone else also was Mechadesh that Torah or whatever it was? So why should we credit to him and not
If you
him?
heard it from the other guy.
There's a story. There's a story. There's a story about
Depends
this.
who filed the IP first.
Right. I'm saying there's a story about someone who didn't know the answer to something, and then this boy like learned it, and he was able to say it, and it's like,
There's also
how did this little
if you
boy
say
know the
it
answer to
from
He
the
brought it
basic
to the world.
question? No, but it was the original. It was the Rav who brought it to the world, and the young boy was now able to mechadish it. It's like, oh, everyone knows this. But why? Because the original person brought it to the world. It's the same idea.
In any case, I don't know, Chaim, I like your question. It's a good
He
question.
has a man, he says, if they b'shem the guy, then
See, with the Rav, whereas in the Talmud, it'll be better remembered.
carries more weight.
It's good, it's just not a raya from the second. That's all.
There was an experiment they did with mice that if they gave one mouse a maze to go through that no mouse had ever seen before. And after he did it, they took mice on the other side that were able to do it without, he took 20 minutes to do it. Once he did it, mice in other parts of the world could do it straight away.
Come on.
So weird.
Wow.
Like there's some kind of connection between.
Wow. Send that study on the daf. Send that. Okay, Hillel, find that study, send it on the daf.
Okay.
I'd
You
like
probably
to
have
see
some
that
sort
study.
of communication between.
And anyone that
like,
wasn't
how'd
here
you
today
do it?
will have no idea what we're talking about, why we're citing mice studies. Okay, that's a fascinating study.
Study
Send
of
that.
mice and-
Okay. In any case, let's get back to our regular scheduled program over here. The way we got to this is just remind you is that Rav Sheshes, we had a problem, right? And Rav Sheshes came up with the answer. Rav Sheshes said, "But how do we say that Meiser Behema he could sell it out of the house?" Came along. Rav Sheshes said there are exceptions. What's the exception? Yisayim. He remembered a brisa that said the Meiser Behema. Says the Gemara, let's go back to that now. My brisa, what was that brisa that he quoted? Did Tanya. The brisa says, Meiser behema shel yisayim, meichrin you could sell it. Meiser behema sheshachtoi, mavliya ba'oiroi bechelbo begidav v'karnav. Now that in and of itself, that brisa is a bit of a stira, okay? Because the ratio of the brisa says, it seems to say that you could sell Meiser behema no problem. That's the ratio. The Sefer of the Brisa seems to say, you could sell it behavla'a. Well, which one is it? Can I sell it regularly, no problem? Or do I have to sell it be'avla? Do I sell it with the parts of the animal of Meiser Behema that don't get eaten? Yeah, the karnayim, the skin, which you're allowed to sell. Which one is it? So my kamar. So what's exactly this price is talking about? So Amar Abai, we'll get there. So Amar Abai, Amar Abai hachi kamar. Says Abai, this is what we're talking about. Meiser Behema shel Yisayimim meichronoisoi behavla. That's what it means. It's like it's a megala. Okay, again, let's go back and read the price. It reads funny, but read it. How do you do that? That's how you do it. You sell it be'avla. It says the Gemara, Michlal. If that's the case, Michlal, then the mashmos is the gadol be'havla aloi. That a gadol you can't sell even be'havla. The whole heter of the brisa is for a yisoimim ktanim. But a gadol you can't. My Shna asked the Gemara, my Shna had the Tanan. Why is it any different from what we learned? We learned, it says, Halakech lulav mechaveroi. You're taking a lulav from your friend who's an Amaretz. Okay? Bishvias, and it's Shvias. Noisin loy esrog b'matana. So then, when I take the lulav, I tell my Amaretz friend, by the way, you have to give me the esrog b'matana. Okay? I can't buy the esrog because I'm afraid that you're going to take my money, you Amaretz, you're going to take my money, and it's money now that has kedushas shvius, and you're going to go be machalalit on who knows what. Yeah, you're going to go make mischar with it. You're going to do all sorts of things with it. That's a big problem. Yeah, so I tell you, the Amaretz, by the way, give me the esrog. What if he doesn't want to? What if the Amaretz says lo ratza? I don't want to give you the esrog for free. So lo ratza litin lo b'matana mai the Amar Rav Huna mavlia loid me esrog belulav. So what you're allowed to do is sell the esrog, but for the price of the lulav. When you sell the lulav, you can tack on a little bit of an additional fee for the esrog. You're allowed to. But what do you see from here? That even for a gadol, you're allowed to sell be'avla. So how come we say over here by Meiser Behema that only for a katan Yisraelim you could sell be'avla, for a gadol not? Says the Gemara, Hasam loy mucha milsa, hacha mucha milsa. By Meiser Behema, it's very, very clear.
It's not really nice,
No, because it's minimal amount that you're going to tack on for the esrog. It's a minimum amount. That's exactly the point. It's lemucha milsa. Lemucha milsa, you're going to add on, instead of the lulav being $50, it'll be $60, $65, it'll be a couple extra bucks. Yeah, so you're allowed to sell
More
that.
than a sixth is they know.
That is, yeah. But over here, it's not more. It's about law. Since you won't notice
there's no
it.
fixed price in the shuk.
The shogim in those days were cheap.
They're very, very cheap, yeah. Yeah. But hachamucha milsa, but Meiser Behema, when you're selling the guy horns, yeah, you're selling the guy horns, which are worth $5, and what's the whole value of Meiser Behema? The meat. And suddenly $5 jumps up to $50 because you're selling the meat. It's very, very clear what you're doing over here. It's very, very clear. So that's Asur. That's Abaye's pshat. Rava says, I have a different shot in the brisa. I don't like that shot, and I'll tell you why.
There's an interesting point here.
Yeah.
That generally, we've always got a question when it says Yisayim, does that include elders Yisayim or not? Because Yisayim is an Asian. And here the Gemara is saying there's a difference between young Yisayim and older Yisayim.
Yeah. Amar Rava. Says Rava, I'll tell you why I don't like that. In Cain, Meiser Behema treis imni lamali. Why did they say Meiser Behema twice in the brisa? Go back and look at the brisa. The brisa says Meiser Behema shal Yisayim Reichim Mosai, and then it says again Umeiser Behema sheshachtoi mavlim ba'ira. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't read right. Elama Rava has a different shot. Sorry. Elama Rava a different shot. Hachi Kamar. This is what the brisa says. Meiser Behema shal Yisayim Meichanoisa Kedarkoi. When we're talking about Meiser Behema of Yisayim, you could sell it, no problems. Umeiser Behema de Gadol, and when we're talking about a Gadol, Sheshachtoi Mavliya Bar Bechel Gilev Karnav. For a Gadol, you sell Be'avla, just like you find by Lulav, you could sell Be'avla. Amarava Mina Minala. How do I know that Meiser Behema of Yisayim you could sell, and that by a Gadol you could sell Be'avla? Tichsiv V'hayahu Utmuraso Yeh Kodesh Lo Yigal Lo Yigal. Yeah. When we're talking about Meiser Behema, the pasuk's talking about Meiser Behema, and he throws in Tmura as well. Meiser Behema and Tmura is brought together in the same pasuk, and we learned Lo Yigal, and by Lo Yigal we learned you can never sell it. That's what we learned from the words Lo Yigal earlier. Yeah, Ein masai oise tmura. When can you make an animal tmura? Only mechayim. So ein masai eno nigal. So too. When are you not goyal it? This ma'aser behema only mechayim. Just like tmura is only mechayim. There's also only mechayim. Hala achar shchita. But after shchita, you could sell it. V'Rabbanan the gazul achar shchita tu lifnei shchita, and it's Rabbanan that came along and said after shchita you shouldn't sell it either. Why? Just like before, gzera atu lifnei shchita, you might come sell lifnei shchita. Davar hanisai mechayim gazul Rabbanan la'achar shchita atu lifnei shchita. And what gzera is it? On things that you assess. Yeah, what do you assess? The meat, right? The main part of the ma'aser behema, which is the meat. But davar she'eno nisai mechayim, but things that you don't, lo gazer rabbanan ubeyasmi. So now we have the gzeira is only going to be is la'achar misa to gzeira derabbanan is la'achar misa atu lifnei misa, and it's only on the basar. Come along rabbanan and say ubeyasmi akmo rabbanan adoraisa. When it comes to Yisayimim, Chazal came along and said, by Yisayimim, let's go back to the Din Deraisa. The Din Deraisa, the Din Deraisa is La'achar Shchita, you are allowed to sell it. And we'll just finish off one more line, two more lines. V'af Rav Shmuel bar Rav Yitzchak, Savar Lala Derava, Damar Rav Shmuel bar Yitzchak, Minayin L'maiser Behema Shel Yisayimim, Shemaychen Oyser Kedarkai. How do you know you can just sell regular Basar Behema of Yisayimim? Ma'aser behema of Yisayimim shenemar, the pasuk says, Rak bechol avas nafshecha tizbach ve'achalta basar, and the rest of the pasuk says, Ki birkas Hashem Elokecha. When will you get birkas Hashem Elokecha? When you sell it, tizbach ve'achalta. When you shecht it and you eat it as basar. Ezu davar she'en lo bracha mechayim elo la'achar shchita. What case do we have that has no bracha when it mechayim when it's alive, but it does after shchita? Have a good day.